Happy Monday, everybody. Hello, how are you all? Mary Catherine here with Transformational Life and Self-Love. And I'm just popping on for those of you that are joining the online workshop, the Ancestral Clearing and Healing down the generational lines, down the karmic lines, that is happening on the 7th of December, which is this Saturday coming. Can you believe it, folks? Happy December. Where is the time going? So I wanted to pop on to just ensure that those of you attending the workshop have intentions. Your intentions kind of thought out, called in, written down. So I'm going to call for all of you that are joining this live. Cam, how are you? Welcome. Christy, hi darling. I'm going to ask and call for all of you that are joining that 7th of December online Ancestral Clearing and Healing workshop to set your intentions, write them down, call in your ancestors, start doing it now. You know, I've been doing it. Hi you darling. Call them in now, start getting that process underway. And when I say call them in, that's just so simple. It's like, I now ask you ancestors to come to help me clear and lift anything that is holding me back, that is keeping me stuck, that is not serving me my highest good, whatever language you want to use. I'm inviting you now to start calling that in, to start setting that intention and writing it out, because when we get together this Saturday, I will have you each, you'll all be on mute on the live Zoom room, but I will ask for you to do that calling in with me. You're going to be partaking in this sacred ceremony, this sacred setting of the intentions. So I'm going to do another post later on this evening, tonight, where I will give some examples of some language. If anybody's stuck with language or how you do it or what does it mean, it can be so simple. It could literally be, I now and release anything that's holding me back. It's so simple how we can do this. But I will give you some options that you can feel into and you can use that. But I do encourage you now just to even ask, what is it that I need to shift? What is it that I would like to call into my life? What would I like help from my ancestors with? What is it that I'm carrying that's been passed down to the generational lines, through the DNA, to the karmic lines, that is now time for it to end? This is the end. We are now finishing that old cycle and moving into 2020 renewed and newed. So sometimes, and this is something that I've actually processed today, I'm going to share it with you. Hi Michelle, Eileen, hi, welcome. So for me, a lot of this year for me in 2019 has been about finding my voice, speaking my truth. Now, those words they're thrown about, okay? Speaking your truth is thrown about all the time. It's a massive embodiment process, and I can't tell you how cellularly this goes down, where the body physically reacts when we actually figure out and find out where we're not speaking our truth, where we're not living in our alignment, where we've been holding back, sucking in, putting on the smiley face and gritting our teeth through it all for everybody in our lives. And we mightn't even know we're doing it, or we mightn't even know we have done it for many, many years, where we think, or we've been conditioned, this is keeping the peace, this is keeping societal norms, we're the oil on waters for everybody in our life. So no longer is that carrying through in my lineage, is kind of what I'm saying. I am no longer the peacekeeper at my expense, if that makes sense to people. Yes, I'm the peacekeeper of pure love, but at my expense, where my truth is less important than somebody else's feelings or somebody else's perspective. And this isn't about pushing one's truth. This is about vocalizing and actually aligning to what's in the highest good. And that can be so uncomfortable sometimes. So, that's what I'm releasing for me today. Okay, so I had and for me it was about receiving. It was blocking my blueprint of receiving. And it had been down, I could see it go down my generations. I'm getting the word 10 generations. This went down my female line about women not speaking truth. Okay, so that has also got to do with the culture, how women's role as well in the family. So I'm just going to invite you, what's yours? You know, it could be about abundance. It could be about the mindset set around money, finances. It could be around conditioning and programming to do with your interpersonal relationships, be it with your children, or be it with your own parents, or be it with your husbands, your wives, okay? So I wanted to invite you now, what is it that you're calling in? What is it you are wanting to release? Yeah? And that we're going to do that when we're invoking the ancestors. We're going to do that when we're setting the intention so that it is cleared in our genealogical cellular level, in other words, in the DNA. So for anybody that wants a bit of science or facts around this, that there are so many studies out there now where they have found, and I've read a couple of them, where they have seen, you could say, traumas passed down through lines, through lineages, from the father, from the mother, and it's so subtle when it gets to us. Let's say it could be your great grandfather, but you're carrying something that happened, and you don't realize it, you don't know, and it's showing up as perhaps a block to your attracting the mate that you're looking for, attracting the partner you're looking for. So I don't know, that's just an example. Or perhaps it's showing up as, low-grade anxiety that you've had since childhood. But you realize now, actually my mom had that, and actually my great-grandma had that, and my great-great-grandmother had that, and it was passed down. So this is what I mean by, what are you wanting to release and let go of? Okay, so Cam, I'm going to read your messages because I can see them coming through. What if you are not sure what it is, but you feel that something's holding you back? Okay, I'm going to say a couple of things that mightn't be comfortable with some people. Words of power, okay? And this is perhaps, the thought has power. The thought, our mind, has power, okay? The thought creates the energy, right? The energy creates the thought creates the word that is also energy. So if someone spoke ill or spoke bad, in the Irish culture we call it a curse, right? Someone put a curse on you. Someone wished you ill. There was deep fighting within families. Now, I actually saw this recently with somebody that I was talking to over the weekend. And when I asked them the questions, I knew what it was before I asked the questions, and it turned out it was exactly that. So, for example, when I say curse, that is literally that somebody, there was this, I'll give you the example because you don't know these people. Land, it was to do with land. And many, going back 100, 200 years ago, there was a fight over land between the two families. They were families. Now, this fight ended in physical assault and the death of somebody in the family, right? So one family had to leave the country. And I could feel this down the lineage, how it was affecting the children of now, right? That sense of loss, the sense of anger, the injustice, also the ill will that was wished upon by the other family, okay, the other side of the family. So that can be viewed on a simple word as a curse, an ill will, right? So sometimes it could be something you don't know that happened 10, 100 years ago, and it's there, and we just want to release it, detach it. And it mightn't be having a massive effect, but it could still be an energetic thing that you just want to release right now. So, and I don't want to scaremonger anybody, because that's not what this is about. Everybody has this at some degree or level, because these are energies, they're thoughts, they're in the collective. I mean, you walk into a room where there's been angry words said, you feel it. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like, let's release that energy, whether we're aware of it or not. And even if you're not aware